You are looking live inside the Quicken Loans Arena, where they are pumping the crowd up. Republicans are gathered in Cleveland. They are waiting. Donald Trump will show up at about 10:15 this evening, and who knows, because Donald Trump is a bit of a showman, he will probably make them wait just a little bit longer. But they are right now in the process of beginning things with anthems, with prayers, with videos, with people who will testify about the greatness of Donald Trump and what he will bring to this country. You will see Donald Trump's speech live right here. Welcome back. Our special coverage of the final night at the Republican National Convention. I'm Ed Berliner. We encourage your phone calls to be part of the conversation at 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-639-7629. Steve Molesberg will join us after the break to close out the show, so another chance to talk to yours truly and Steve. Joining us now, veteran Republican media strategist, a part of Ronald Reagan's 1980 campaign, now host of Front Row on UNC TV's North Carolina channel, Marc Rotterman joins us. Marc, thanks for being here. So let's go ahead and dig into your strategy level, if you will, here. It has been a rough week at the Republican National Convention. It has been a week where a lot of the messaging has been lost. Certainly most of the country has not seen it, because we've been talking more about plagiarized speeches. We've been talking about trying Hillary Clinton by a gentleman who may want to be the next Attorney General. And we have been talking about Ted Cruz and what he has said as well. So then here's the last chance, Marc. This is where Donald Trump can put a cap on everything. He needs to pull everybody back in. Outside of the same rhetoric, the same lines that he has used over and over again in a year, that has gotten him the nomination. What does he need to say?
Well, first of all, I think he has to pass the commander-in-chief test. People have to feel comfortable that he could be in charge, that he could be in the Oval Office. I expect he'll talk about law and order. I think he'll talk about economic security, national security. I'd be surprised if he came after Hillary Clinton. I think this is pretty good convention. There's been some bumps in the road, no question. Poor staff work on the Melania speech, but the majority of the people that saw that speech, Ed, they're not reading in the Washington Post or the New York Times every day about the speech or the, quote, plagiarism. They saw the speech, and I think they fell in love with her. I actually think that you have a star now in Donald Trump Jr. I thought he did a very good job. I think Sheriff Clark did a very good job. I'd love to see him at Homeland Security. So I do think that, by the way, I think Ted Cruz really hurt himself, I think he wasn't, Trump was gracious to have him on. Let him on. He knew he wasn't going to endorse him, and to take a shot like that, I think, was really bad form.
Okay, Marc, I'm going to play devil's advocate with you here, which is what the journalist in me always does. We are 4 years down the road. Let's just say, for giggles and grins here, that Donald Trump does not win the election. Hillary Clinton is president. Republicans have got to get her out of the White House. They're going to need somebody in 2020. If we get to 2020, and again, people, I'm not saying Donald Trump is going to lose, but I'm saying let's at least look at the possibilities here. She's the president. You need a big, strong, powerful person in there, a constitutionalist. And Ted Cruz comes up and turns out to be the best possible choice. Marc, don't you believe as well as I do that time heals a lot of wounds when it comes to politics? And if he turns out to be the only choice, the best choice available, conservatives and Republicans will flock to him because they will do the same thing. They will want to get Hillary Clinton out of the White House.
I think he violated the 11th commandment, Ed. I don't think he can do it. I think Pence would be the front runner going in, actually.
Good choice.
I think by picking Pence, they pretty much set up who the potential nominee may be next time. I'd also think that Paul Ryan may have a shot and other folks. But I really can't, I just think you can underestimate the damage that Cruz did to himself. First, it was about principle. Now it's about, well, he disrespected my wife and my father. What is it? Why did you do it? I mean, he could have gone all the way up to the line and just said, I'm going to vote for the guy, or not done the speech. I will say from the Team Trump perspective, they probably should have had him on Tuesday night, no question.
Let's talk about unity here, if you will, because something else that has been sort of overlooked in everything in the news the last 24, 48 hours. The Hispanic Chamber of Commerce does not usually endorse candidates, but this time they came out, a powerful lobby. They decided to back Hillary Clinton. Here, by the way, is Javier Palomares. He is the head of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
What we have seen is a very divisive campaign that has really marginalized women, immigrants, POWs, the Muslim community, and certainly the Hispanic community. And it's gotten to the point to where this is dangerous. Donald Trump is a dangerous clown. He is a buffoon, and we can ill afford to sit on the sidelines and watch this happen. Because of those reasons, we've decided that Hillary Clinton needs our support.
Mark, is it not fair to say that we're talking about the Hispanic vote? We're also talking about the African-American vote here, and these are damaged votes in many ways. You are the strategist then. Donald Trump is going to take the time out tonight, and he's going to talk to America. What does he need to do to take these votes, these very important parts of our culture and our country, and bring them into the fold?
I think rule of law applies to everybody, Ed, and the rule of law is not happening in the inner city. It's not happening in the Hispanic community where you have all these gangbangers in East LA and everywhere else. So I think the minority community is very affected by crime. We're not enforcing our laws. We're not enforcing our immigration laws.
But what does Donald Trump need to say? Hang on, Mark, I got 60 seconds.
Yes, sir.
What does Donald Trump need to say to bring them into the fold?
I hear you. I'm going to be in the inner city. I'm going to go into Hispanic communities. I'm going to talk to you how we're going to make your life better. You have large unemployment. You have African-American employment among kids between 18 and 30. Some of the millennials, 25%. Life is going to get better. Give me a shot. But as Jack Kemp used to say, if you don't tell people you care about them, they're not going to listen to you.
30 seconds. Why should they believe him?
Well, how good has it been under Obama's 8 years? I mean, things haven't got better for the Hispanics. They have not gotten better for the African-American community. Crime is up. There's more illegal drugs in this country than ever before. Heroin, frankly, affects everybody. It's hitting every demographic. We have open borders. We don't know we don't know if this country is going to get hit with a terrorism attack. We don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of uncertainty in this country, and I think he needs to bring stability and say that I'm going to bring stability to this country.
And we will hear about it this evening. Marc Rotterman, a pleasure, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. We want to remind everybody we're going to take a break, come back on the other side. Donald Trump's speech is later, but Steve Mosberg is going to come back. We've got some folks sitting on the line right now. Wait your turn. Patience, my Padawans. We'll go ahead and take care of you here. You want to join us? 1-877-NEWSMAX, 1-877-NEWSMAX. We'll get to your phone calls. We'll lead you up to the rest of our special coverage as we continue to bring you the final night at the Republican National Convention. Stay with us right here on Newsmax.